Hello, comrades, and welcome to episode number 241 for the weeks of October 19th, 2024. This is the Terminus podcast. I'm your host, Ellis, otherwise known as the Admiral. With me, I have Jonathan Van Aken, Aid Jensen, Nicholas Christensen, and Hemlock.
Bonjour.
And Hemlock.
And Hemlock.
Pronouns they, them.
Buenos dias.
Hemlock. They, them. Indeed.
Yay, Hemlock.
Yeah. Hemlock, what is your position on fish?
Not a fan. Not huge on it. My wife likes them a lot. I don't.
Anyway, this week we've got some news on the Mexican passenger rail, some news on Montana passenger rail, some news on Floridian passenger rail, some news on Californian passenger rail, and some news on Canadian passenger rail. This was not planned. I didn't realize this until I just read the list of topics that people selected. This was unintentional, and I know there's some tweetsy in there somewhere, which I guess is also passenger rail. The train will terminate at this station. Alright, where are we?
Fuck, I closed the live cam.
Why?
Because
I know.
Bob Saget.
we are in Tokyo, Kanda, which is just ever so slightly north of Tokyo. I believe it's still south of Akihabara, so it's like the one station in between Tokyo and Akihabara. This is on the Tokaido Main Line, heading north. The lines in the forefront are the Choro Line, the Yamanote Line, and the blue line that starts with a K that I can never remember for the fucking life of me. Above that, you have the Tokyo Ueno Line and the Tokaido Shinkansen, which actually I believe the Tokaido Shinkansen is actually underground for this part, though it may be overhead. And then in the bottom right corner, you have the Odakyu Underground station. Or Tokyo Metro, one of the two, I don't remember.
And somewhere in the middle here, you see cars and people.
Yeah.
Inferior, non-trained people.
Yeah, okay, that is the Tokyo Metro. That's
Although
not the
that guy
Odakyu.
on the
That
bike
doesn't
is
very similar,
safe.
though.
The gate
Yeah,
is
you can
unfortunately
see
out of view.
Tokyo Ueno train up there somewhere.
Yeah.
The guy on the bike,
going
direct
forward.
import from the Netherlands. That's the only place
Yeah.
they ride bikes.
Yeah, exactly. I can't believe Not Just Bikes is making a special appearance on this podcast.
No. This is his long lost twin, Just Bikes.
Yeah.
What does he do? He just bikes. Anyway, what does CSX do? They just crash. They
Allegedly.
Well, actually, I should probably treat this with some degree of whatever the right word is.
Not shit posting.
Yeah, because somebody did die.
Professionalism.
A CSX train hit a pedestrian, I guess. It just says fatal train accident. Companies have one priority, one patient, and one confirmed fatality resulting from a train incident. Will update when further details become available. 3 struck by a train, however, one injured party was a result of a fight.
What? Okay.
Alright. Anyway, that was at Old Orchard Beach in Maine. A couple of years ago, this would have been Pan Am hitting somebody, but now it's CSX. So, that's unfortunate. What I guess is actually kind of fortunate is the fact that that is the only incident we have on record this week. We have no other wrecks in the last 2 weeks that got reported to us. Now, you can send us incidents on our Discord server if you visit the document in the description where all of the stuff is. Scroll down in there, there's our Discord server. I'm going to reorganize that document pretty soon. The important links will be up at the top. But we do have a channel. You don't need to have any rank to view it. You can give us news up to and including these kinds of wrecks. So we don't need to do a voting on what's the best wreck this week. And in fact, I'd rather not. CPKC remains the current holder of the Class 1 mantle. They've had the longest time since an incident that appeared on the show. And second place is Canadian National. So, I'll refrain from saying yay Canadian National, and we'll explain why later.
Didn't CN derail like 2 days ago?
If they did, we didn't get told about it.
Yeah, no, they hit a tractor, like killed the guy, and then put like 3 engines and 20 cars on the ground.
Well, that would be great to have an article about if you can find it.
That is news to me.
Yeah. It would be news to both of our audience members, too. Potentially.
Yeah.
But I have news out of the T1 Trust, which is quite simply that the frame is coming along nicely. To quote them, the guys finished the test fit of the individual parts and are doing a final weld out. Slow process, there's a lot of welding, they're doing a lot of ultrasounding. 99% isn't good enough, as they say. And they'll be talking about the frame. This was a while back when this article came through. I just didn't pull it up until now. They were at the Northeast Ohio Railroad Society. And, yeah, fantastic. What I really like about Facebook is going on there and seeing which of my friends liked a thing. Like earlier today, I was on like a private Steamtown group because of an article that was sent to us, and the list of likes across the top, it was like half WWF people that I know. And as far as the WWF is concerned, they have an update on 11, which is they are heating. It's a photo of them heating the lead truck equalizer, which that's a fun little thing. They just had to heat it up and then bash the hell out of it and bend it and do all that metal forming goodness. So you can see there's a lot in this. It's a very technical article if you're curious about the processes and the pieces involved for building a new 244, which I guess we've determined is a Krauss type or a Bavarian.
See Krauss.
Yeah. But that's it from me. I haven't been able to work on Tolbrand much lately, although I did do some messing around in Living Railroad. Found out that the train will put the cars back where it got them when it's done with them, which is a huge deal. Did not expect that. And I'd love to mess around with it some more. This upcoming episode is going to be a little bit delayed because I have something to do that evening. But I invite everyone to tune in at about 7 Eastern. I've also been posting the links in the train's official Discord.
Ooh.
Which I'm not sure if that's been, like, I'm not sure if anything has come of that, but, trying to get the word out. The algorithm does me no favors because I do not pander to the algorithm, so the best we can do is word of mouth. And shameless self-promotion.
Yeah, start YouTube sourcing the crap out of it.
Yes, exactly, thank you.
All those good sound bites,
Yeah.
All those funny things that we say. Alright, I see the article on the CN thing, so I'll just cover this really quickly. Train derails in Saskatchewan after striking tractor. This was on October 16th. Updated on October 17th, which is my anniversary, and 2 days before a year until my wedding. Oh boy, here we go. Driver of the tractor was killed. That doesn't surprise me. Is also unfortunate. No hazardous materials involved. And that's kind of it. Not a crazy one either, but I'll drop that in the cargoes as well if anybody wants to take a read to that article. So, what has everyone else been up to?
Well, I've been under something, actually.
Ayo.
Related to this very podcast.
Oh, okay.
So I got permission about a week or two ago to get under the 1785, which is our steam locomotive here in Woodburn, Oregon. And I asked for that so I could get photos for a trains model that I've commissioned of it. The modeler requested that I get some more photos of some detailed shots that I hadn't quite gotten last time I was there.
Mm-hmm.
So I obligated, and I emailed the city of Woodburn Parks Department. I'm like, hey, can I have access to it for like an hour or two? This is what I'll be doing. And they said, cool, that's good. So they gave me the keys. So I unlocked the gate, got in. And about half an hour in, I'm getting some photos in the cab of the valves and whatnot. And I hear the sound of a car pulling up.
Uh-oh.
I'm like, okay, whatever. People go through here all the time. And then I notice out the corner of my eye, it says Woodburn Police.
Uh-oh.
And I'm like, oh.
This is why it's
Crap.
good you got permission.
Yeah. Yeah, this is why you ask for permission, kids.
Mhm.
So I get down from the cab, officer's like, hey, what's it doing here? And I'm like, I'm taking reference photos of the engine. Here's the email.
Oh, you had this.
Here's
Did
who
you
I
have
got.
it printed out? Or did
No,
you just pull it up on your phone?
I pulled it up.
I've had to have like printed out emails for doing stuff for work. So when the cops come around, you're like, "Here's my permission to be here." You just hand them the paper.
Yeah, no, that's basically what I did, but with my phone. I'm like, here's the email. This is who I talked to at the city for this. And we can talk about it more on the other side of the gate that I'll unlock with the keys that I was given by the parks department. So that way we aren't just talking through the gate. And he said, okay, you're good to go. Gave me a handshake and was off. So one of the local businesses had called in. They assumed I had hopped the fence. Which, I mean, fair assumption if you didn't see me open the fence.
Yeah.
So, I ain't even mad. It was just something that happened while I was doing that.
You had a chill interaction, and it's good to know the community is looking out for this thing.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And the officer that I talked to, great guy. Good spirit. So,
cool.
It was all good.
And I see some
nice
photos underneath. This thing has Stevenson, yeah?
Yep.
And now, anyone who's ever
mainly
been...
what I was after.
Yeah, anyone who's ever been curious about why Stevenson is such a tremendous pain in the neck, now you can get a picture of the brass pieces that need to be replaced are in here. In between the frames. It's not fun.
It was also fun getting out from under there.
Outside Stevenson's, and it has still so much on the inside.
No, it has inside. It has normal Stevenson. Outside Stevenson is a little less of a pain because the big brass pieces you have to replace, you don't have to crawl under the engine to get to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're doing outside Stevenson, you probably should just stop.
Mm-hmm.
You should probably just... Accurate.
Milky, can you say who you commissioned it through, or is that confidential at this time?
I commissioned it through friend of the podcast, Frosty.
Gotcha.
Who has been doing some commission work for various different people here in the Discord. And it should be out sometime next year. I'm not putting it's going to be out by this date. No. I just know sometime next year.
It's going to be out tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be out tomorrow.
Can you believe it, guys?
Just a week away.
M6 Mogul, just a week away. Anyway.
But yeah, always good to be in the engine. Cab was still in really excellent condition, although it was a bit dusty.
Hold on, I need to take...
Next time, bring a feather duster. Just go to town.
Yeah, right.
It looked like the Mr. Clean Man up in the cab. But that's pretty cool. I'm glad you got to get access to your beloved there.
Yeah.
What else? Have you been doing anything else? Anything with models, or just hanging around M6s?
I've been operating a couple of days at the museum for our Halloween event, which has been going pretty well. Car's been running good, so no complaints on that front.
I'd see you do have a bunch of other M6 adjacent stuff lined up here, though, and some other things from Oregon. If you want to cover that just in one fell swoop, because we're talking about SP Moguls, you might as well keep talking about SP Moguls.
Yes, so Niles Canyon has 1744 under restoration, which they recently got new axle boxes made for. Which I thought, looks kind of funny that, they had those made, and now I'm staring at 1785s. And it's like, oh, wow. These are that, but used. Yeah. And then they also got the new firebox seats put on, or well, some of them anyway. So they're getting ready to stable, or do the stables on that.
Oh yeah. Niles Canyon seems like a cool place. They seem to have a lot going on.
Yeah.
On the regular.
Yeah, they do have a lot going on. Another Western group with a lot going on is ORF.
ORF.
They have grounded their say. They got it off of the frat car that's been on for the past year or so, and they put it on the tracks.
It's been on a flat car for a year. Poor
Yeah.
thing.
So now it's in the engine house, and will be rebuilt, and one on the main line, Mango Goblets.
Where it's so
all it
easy.
needs is all it needs is a 1472. So
Well, that's
it
not bad.
so it doesn't need too much to get going. Probably just a new set of tubes. Because it was well cared for under the city of Prineville. They only ran it once a year
See, that's
for
just
the 4th
that's
of
just
July,
disappointing.
and that was it. Yeah. They used to run it more when I was a kid. They ran it, I think, 6 times a year, and they went way further than they did with their 4th of July train. With that, it was basically, let's say, a frat car and a caboose, and they went about 2 blocks with it and then back.
Damn.
Yeah, I know.
It's-
So it will definitely be running more and longer distances at ORF. Plus, it's been a long time coming because it was away from the city since the 1970s prior to it coming back. Because it went to Cass, West Virginia, spent about 20 years there,
Oh,
and notoriously was one of their few oil burning stays.
Do you know that Cass is Shays?
Cass has
Yeah.
I
shades
do not.
Wow.
and
I can't
Heisler.
confirm this.
And a climax soon, apparently,
Does
I think.
Cass have Chivos on stacks?
I doubt it.
What
No.
about Florida?
I don't
Um,
think that's Chivo on stacks. I think that's Chivo about to fall off into the weeds, pulling
Yeah.
what looks like
Welcome to
something drops in
Homestead.
it.
Save
Yes,
Seaboard
this is-
Homestead.
The Homestead local that doesn't actually go down to Homestead, but it's called the Homestead local because Homestead sadly doesn't exist anymore. It's been erased from the map.
No!
Thanks a lot, Walt.
Save
Yeah,
Seaboard
no.
Save it.
Homestead.
Yeah.
They actually took, when California lost its Pacific Electric Depot, they actually moved the Seaboard Depot to where the old Pacific Electric Depot was, as a trade.
Wait, seriously?
No.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard weirder things, but you're just laying it on
the
so
Los
straight face.
Angeles Homestead crossover.
The Transcontinental
Yeah.
Depot.
No, the first image is a beaver on a rock. The second image, I guess, going backwards. So the 6th image. The 5th
Yeah.
image, I think Milky can talk a little bit more about.
Yeah, it's interesting because Walt Disney seems to be going the way that the Pacific Electric went in real life, aka abandoning operations and selling off.
Damn. We have an article about this
True.
actually. Where is it?
I don't know about the depot or whatever.
No, about Disney trolley closing down.
No, well, Disney also wants to like tear down its building.
Well, that's
They do.
lame.
No, I got you
It's
$1.
lame. See, they don't like that.
'Cause they wanna,
movie
like,
did
put-
one
I-
time
like-
with Roger Rabbit.
That's what I've heard. I don't know if that's true or not. But, like they want to put like more shops and stuff there.
Yes,
Because it's
consumerism.
Disney, you clearly need more shops.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, we need more shops. Go ahead.
Except the Seattle waterfront trolley getting discontinued because of an art display that was in front that they put in front of their car barn.
bruh.
Yeah.
Certified bruh moment.
But yeah, these trolleys were built by Brookville some point in the 90s, if I recall. And they're free foot.
Huh.
Mango gobblers.
Yeah. So in theory, if we wanted to, we could run one on the Sumter Valley. Which would be peak.
Run it
You
on.
know-
Yeah, actually, no. I think it.
EBT.
Yeah, EBT or
Yeah.
I'm gonna run a trolley over Cumbres Pass. Let's go.
Yeah.
What's slightly more based, if you go by total size, Cape Gauge.
Sure.
I took out my
LA5
Japanese
was based.
pain via. I took out my Japanese engine just to go ahead and display them a bit.
Mhm.
Because I was bored one day, and then I took out all my Santa Fe engines -1, which is currently in the repair shed. Let's call it that. All of my operating Santa Fe engines are on display, including the one that's trapped in its Atlas box because I didn't bring my screwdriver with me. And,
Damn.
Atlas can't be a normal fucking company and, put trains in normal boxes. You have to unscrew the train from the box,
Wow.
Why?
which,
Honestly,
How do you
I get it, but damn.
unscrew the train from the box?
it's annoying more than anything, I think.
You
Lame.
posted both of these pictures of all your Santa Fe engines, and you didn't include the one where you ordered them.
I was
Like-
I specifically was avoiding that one to see if you'd bring it up.
I looked at the two, and I hoped one of them was the one with them in order, and I was gonna say to you, I'm only using this image. And I looked at both of them, and they both are out of order. And I did not appreciate this. This is
You're welcome.
yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah, that was a slight against me specifically. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. And for those who are curious, yes, I did take Brightline to Disney.
Nice.
And
Which-
you survived.
Holy fuck, that was a loud moan.
What?
Nice.
On Brightline
My
or
roommates. No, one of my roommates.
Uh,
Or
Oh.
suite mates. Apparently getting very active at
Nice.
8:37 p.m. this Monday, October 21st.
October 31st.
it's Halloween.
Yeah, well,
Can you
happy
believe
Halloween,
it?
guys.
Yeah, can you believe it,
Halloween.
guys? Halloween. We should be
No.
out trick or treating, not filming the podcast.
I had a moment. If I get one trick or treater this year, I'm gonna be happy. Like
We're gonna see
I never
them.
get trick or treaters. No, but on November 1st, we should post "All I Want for Christmas is You" in every single channel on this Discord.
Hey, no?
Yeah,
I'm
if you
not-
give me permission, I will in fact do that the
No.
second it turns midnight.
No, let's not.
It's too late.
No, but
No,
but make it the
I'm
song of the day,
committing to this.
please.
Intent was stated. Therefore, I cannot be gulagged.
Yeah, you want to find out?
Yes. But yeah, that's all I've done. Oh, actually, no, I do have one more Brightline story. Brightline did actually hit something, I think.
Oh no.
Hello?
Go on.
Yeah.
No?
Hi.
Oh, okay.
Go on.
No one reacted, so I was like, am I still here? No.
I mean,
no,
that's
we went
normal.
we went into emergency. And the only reason I could tell it was emergency is because I felt what emergency sounds like. For legal reasons, I cannot actually continue why I know what an emergency brake feels like. However, we went into an emergency brake and the coach started hopping, and you started to smell the wonderful smell of brakes being burnt.
Yum, 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 yum.
Very interesting smell, and I'm like, I wonder why we went into emergency. Never did find out. I think someone was just walking in front of the tracks or who knows what. Because we went on our way and after a 2-minute stop or something like that, which is probably just to recharge the air. And there was several slow orders, or they had to flag the crossing because some of the crossing gates were just vaporized by the storm.
Oh God.
It was like, oh hey, there's a crossing. Why are there no? Why do I see the gate a mile down the road?
Imagine having slow orders at the railroad crossings. Can't imagine.
Right.
Can't
Yeah.
imagine
No.
having slow orders at my railroad crossing in my Siemens Venture train set.
We'll get to that.
Foreshadowing is a literary device.
It's like that memes, the memes recently where it's like ultra foreshadowing. I can't remember what they're called now. God damn it.
Ultra Instinct.
No. Where like it shows the clip of what's gonna happen. Non-linear storytelling. The non-linear storytelling memes are great.
God damn it, what's that movie? Oh yeah, Dunkirk. Anyway, Bender, I noticed
God.
you wrote something down, but I don't know if it's train related.
It's not.
Oh. Well, we do
Damn.
have.
I mean,
Banned.
technically, there is one anime I watched that's train related.
Which one is
Some
that?
of these have trains in them.
Wait, what?
My lawyer has told me not to tell you.
Okay.
Oh.
Alright.
Oh, is it Rail Wars?
Ah. So, this image is purely everything I've watched in the past, like, 5 months.
Which
Yeah.
I'm gonna call your bluff. No, nuh-uh.
Calling the
There
bluff
may
in
be
what
one
way?
missing.
In that it's more or it's less?
It's less.
This is all that he and I have watched. What do you mean it's less? We watched all of this. Every
I'm calling
single
your
one.
bluff.
We watch all of these. Okay, fine. What kind of bluff? Why do you want to?
Because Konosuba is not as bad as you think it is.
I mean, if you want to compare animes, I think
I finished it. I still think it was bad, but
in the last
Hope.
month I have watched about half of a Madoka Magic with my girlfriend, and that's it.
Dope.
I've watched maybe a
See,
season of
I don't-
Stargate because Gloria and I are really bad at setting time aside to watch television.
Yeah.
Nice.
see,
But we've
because I don't
spent an
have
awful
that,
lot of time on the Minecraft server,
Tyler
so.
and I just end up binging this stuff.
Yeah, don't
It's
ask
nice
me
when
how
we
quickly
watch, like,
we've watched.
15 episodes in a night. It's great.
Yeah, no,
Miss
I had
that.
like a free weekend because of the storm, and that was a very, very, very busy weekend for me. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I think we got through like
Was it
3
during this time
seasons.
that you were throwing trains into emergency?
Yes, actually, no, I was in fact streaming anime from
yes,
Brightline.
You're watching ReZero.
On the train. I'm going like 125, and I'm like, damn.
I'd
I do
bully
be
you,
doing
but
like
I
This
have
was
watched
great.
a friend play Outer Wilds from Via Rail.
nice. I played Factorio while going to Orlando as well.
I mean,
Oh,
nothing will top for
Basically-
me winning a game of competitive Rocket League on the Lakeshore Limited. On Amtrak Wi-Fi.
I will say this: if you want to watch an anime that has trains in it, I can recommend you 2. One of them is Kaguya because there was a C11 in it, and the other one is Rascal Does Not Dream because that just had the Inoden in it, and the Inoden is based. That is all.
Kaguya doesn't even have. It has the driving wheel of a C11 and like the smokestack in the background.
It's good. Watch it.
My girlfriend did unironically say, like, hey, this anime looks interesting and is a train, and do you want to watch it together when we finish the one we're currently on?
Aw. That's true love right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Which one is it?
Train to the End of the World.
Ooh, I've heard interesting things about it. I've heard.
We'll be
No, 'cause
we'll be back in 3 months with the review.
Okay.
Is
Yes.
Is
Okay.
Ye
I have
Mighty
it.
on
take
my
us 3 months to watch
Is
it.
Yes.
Ye Mighty on
Yes,
my
yes.
catenary-less EM overhead electric EMU.
It's
no,
a battery
'cause
electric. It's dual mode.
This
Why
is what
does
I
it
thought it
have
was,
pantograph?
but then
Why are the pantographs up?
It's
Anyway,
excited. It's happy to see you.
it's very hot outside.
I regret asking.
This has lore implications for the Iron Horseman Chronicles. I'm kidding.
No.
Better than Real Wars.
All right.
This is probably better than Real
Engines with retractable like knuckle couplers, just like the knuckle gets flung out.
Good God.
Oh, stop.
All right. Let's go back to like 60 seconds ago where I didn't open this can of worms. Are
Ellis,
we
what did you do this?
are we
this
good
past
on this?
few
Are we
weeks?
good on
So
this?
speaking of Via Rail Canada,
No. Go on.
No.
I've done very little train related anything. I don't go foaming anymore. I don't do model train stuff. I've played a fair bit of Open TTD the last couple of weeks.
Hell
but
yeah.
That's about And I also took the train like a week, like not even a week ago. It was Thursday. I took the train on Thursday. And it had more axles than usual. Usually the train that I take only has the locomotive and 4 cars. For some reason, on this particular day, it had an extra Bud car and F40 on the end. I don't know why these were here, but they were. Um,
Interesting.
Could it have
it's
something to
it
do
was
with
also it was also notably only 24 axles total. Keep that under your. Sorry, no, not 24. 28 axles total. Keep that one under your hats. It'll come up later.
All right.
with me some foreshadowing?
Yeah, with all the
Um,
foreshadowing out of the way,
It's
it's
a literary device.
time for
Foreshadowing versus.
With foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Locomotive versus with
Divinity
foreshadowing.
Sigma versus.
We're doing the CNX10A
Shut
versus
up.
the Double Ender, and there is some murmurings before the show that we've done this one before, and if we have, that's fine. Yell at us in the comments.
Were we mastering it?
In
Yes.
the comments, give engagement. It'll get us more points
Yeah.
on the algorithm.
Yes.
Comment, like, and subscribe to Admiral Ellis.
There
on
was
YouTube.
that weird span of like 3 months where the algorithm loved this podcast for no reason, and there are some of the like Terminus episodes from a few months ago have like 6-digit views, and of course all of the viewers leave after like 5 seconds. But I swear to God, this wasn't like me, manipulating the view count to give myself money.
Money.
But
Damn, Alice, I can't believe you bought 60,000 phones to watch yourself.
I know. I
can't believe that, Hell.
I actually, I was just given Kevon's collection is all. Although we've been mean enough to Kevon lately, so let's not do that. Yeah, so X10A versus the Double Ender. Who wants to do what? We didn't establish this.
I can take the X10A.
Alright. If you could send me a photo of the X10A of your choice. Yeah, I mean, East, you haven't had experience with 404.
I pass.
You pass. Alright, well, I mean, I can do it, also.
Then I'm doing it.
Alright, Bender, you can do it? Alright, let's do that.
I want to get image of this. Hold on.
I think the last time East and Hem faced off in a Locomotive Versus was the end of the Doubleheaders season. When the two of you conspired to dunk on the triplex, or whatever it was.
No, I thought we dunked on Cookie.
Oh, okay, yeah. With the triplex.
Yeah, we did. We did dunk on Cookie with the triplex.
Yeah.
Anyway, alright, if I can get photos of your locomotives, Hem and Bender, and we will see.
It was to, like, spite Tyler, but I don't remember why we were trying to spite Tyler.
Probably because we thought it was funny.
Probably. I mean, that's why we do most things together, just for the bit.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't know how to see this. Does anyone know how to see, like, concurrent players of a game on Steam?
Yes.
Okay. You will have to explain it to me afterward. But yeah, no, I keep seeing posts on the concurrent players of Factorio. It's hit over 90,000 people.
Dope. And it's only Monday.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's just blowing the all-time record away. And I haven't purchased the expansion yet, but I'll get around to it, and then I gotta figure out how to do the server. East, could I have a photo of... Bender, could I have a photo of one of the Double Enders? For favor?
It's at 91,801 right now.
Oh my god, it's only going up.
It's at its current peak.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
This is a peak.
I'm trying to decide if there's any advantage to... using 47 or 49.
It's a shame that none of them have like a proper excursion career, you know?
Technically, 47 did excursions after it was retired, but...
Oh, I guess so.
I can think up a couple of style points related to that, but...
Where did Okay. There.
While you decide which engine you
Oh,
want to
that's
use,
better.
one of the older gentlemen at the Gold Coast, the not affiliated Earth Museum,
What?
has been
Okay.
using Gen Z slang in the Discord, and it's throwing all of the Gen Zers are losing their mind
That's so
because
funny, though. I aspire to be that guy.
he replied to a message. It's like, no, you're just goated with the sauce.
Yes, perfect.
How do you do, fellow kids?
I love this.
It's he literally admitted he just looked up the Wikipedia page for Gen Z slang and it's just going from there. But
Nice.
I love that. That's fantastic. Uh, all right. So we've got 40. Are you sticking with the 49?
I'm sticking with 49.
All right. We've got 49 and 404.
hey, that image looks very familiar.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
I wonder where Benner got it.
Oh yeah, that chat still exists, doesn't it?
Yeah, they all do. I never delete TM groups. Mostly because you can't delete them properly. You can just leave them.
Well, if everyone leaves them, then it deletes the chat. If you're the last person to leave, I think it's this chat will be deleted or something.
Does it say that?
So, well, I'm not gonna find out. Let's make a group chat with Bender and I and see what happens.
I mean, we've got a bunch of random group chats. I'm sure if you scroll back in time. But anyway, okay, you can. Okay, stop. This is terrible.
This is turtle.
It's terrible. All right, but anyway, I think the X10A
This is turbo.
should go first because clearly, the double ender is a monster. Oh, I've been added and removed from a DM group.
That was me testing. Okay, no, it does just say you leave the group, but if you're the last person, it says there's no one to react you.
That would be a
interesting.
That would be a ridiculous first choice.
Even more of a reason why you should do it.
I'm intrigued, but yeah, I've turned the timer over. The game has officially begun. We're done messing with DM groups, at least for the next probably 5 minutes or so.
Let's go.
So, Hem, what'll it be?
Wait on drivers.
Probably a smart
Wait
call.
on drivers. All right. 180,000.
146,000.
And the X10A is lighter on the drivers. Not a surprise there, but there's the first point. Hem, you go again.
Engine weight.
352,000.
275,000.
There you go.
I think it's light, but I also remember that thing being utter garbage.
Yeah, I don't know why it was in the list.
Ellis D'Amelio's weight computation.
Okay, let's do some math. Into the locomotive versus tools file.
Where is that?
It's the local rail. Let me change the name of this link.
Oh, this is the ancient one.
Yeah.
Prehistoric, as they say.
Oops. I'm going to change this as well.
Not having two monitors makes this complicated. I understand pain.
I don't know what you're talking about. And you can use the thing here, or you can just do the math on your own. Yeah, weight on drivers divided by engine weight. I see somebody did some shorthand because I assume that's all zeros after those numbers.
Yes.
And
that's entirely fair.
Benner was better. That's you on the bottom, 0.51.
Yep.
And Hem had 0.53, which is another point. So 3-0. Good start.
I find that one weird.
Great. Total engine tender weight.
352,000.
275,000.
I need to make it clear to everyone that Hemlock is not doing this against their will. That this was an optional thing.
Minimum weight of rail.
100.
81.
It's funny to me what has 100 pounds of minimum weight of rail, because the Wanami Mine Lokis do, and so does this.
I think this is where it starts to get bad.
Yeah.
Because Out
I'm
of
not sure
weight
how much you can.
stats.
How are you already out of weight stats? What?
I can't call
Other than
tender
tank
loaded
engines.
weight. I don't want to fuck with axle loading. Like, there's not that many weight stats. There's like 5 or 6 total. The rest of the small stats are based on having a smaller wheelbase, and we're both Hudsons. I don't have a guaranteed win on either of those.
I
Well,
have
we're not
bad
both
news.
Hudsons, but we're
Mm,
both
Ben
close
is not
enough
a
to Hudsons.
Hudson.
Yeah, I got there, East Rail.
You're welcome.
It's like
Ratio
a
of driving
Hudson.
wheelbase to overall engine wheelbase.
Yeah, 0.35.
0.4.
0.4 is better.
Wow, they
That's
both
6
suck.
nothing.
Overall wheelbase.
Overall. 4266. Sorry, that's engine wheelbase. Yeah, 4266. It's
3937 engine wheelbase.
4266.
3937.
Wow, no way. All right. It's
Wow.
8 nothing.
Crazy.
I was crazy once.
This might as well be the point where I start swinging for the fences. Let's go with driver diameter.
63.
63.
Oh. They
True.
definitely look smaller on the double ender, I'll give you that. But Bender,
They do.
you've got the initiative now. What are you gonna do with it?
Alright, tractive effort.
3247.
41,651.
And Bender scores his first point. It's 1 to 8.
Interesting. I don't know how well I can walk that. Okay. Alright, Robert Lee Messina's.
9870.
13072.
Okay. That's a tell-all of a stat.
Same as above. Yeah, same as above plus superheater percentage. Let's do that.
11449.
15948. Power L1.
11986.
18887.
Wow.
Let's do same as above, but sub firebox for great.
Why did you skip it and then go back?
No,
Like,
I
if you
said
just
one.
wanted to go down the line, whatever, but why do it like this? 38976.
55870.
Wow. I think if
Okay.
I think what this really does, especially for those who do not remember the last time we did this allegedly, this just sort of solidifies how good the double enders are at being commuter engines. I
I
mean,
wouldn't say they're good, they're just really big.
Firebox area. They're just really big.
The double enders are the BNA ones, right?
yes.
160.
Yeah. 213.
I mean, they are essentially just Hudsons, but without a tender.
Combined heating surface.
2128.
3549.
Oof. I mean,
Let's do two
I
rows.
wonder what it would look like to have a double ender against like a J3A.
I could put that in the list.
They have about the same amount of tractive effort. I'll tell you that much.
I'll put in the list. Oh, I need to specify NYCJ3A. Sorry, what was that call?
Tubes.
Tubes? M?
Yes.
191 at 2 inch.
234 at 2 inch.
Oh. I mean, I would have been surprised if there were anything other than 2-inch tubes in these locomotives, but 191 at 2 inch
No worries.
is a pretty good stat line.
Loco base ID.
Oh.
Okay, sure. 2454.
42.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's you really gotta wonder
Why
why
do
on
you
that
say
one,
the-
but you know what? It is what it is.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't either.
Somebody coughed up the diagrams, I guess.
It was probably in like the first round of stuff added to Locobase.
which is really weird.
It is
Okay,
really
well,
weird. It's kind of an obscure engine.
There's a lot of
Very-
very obscure things
very-
very early in the logo base.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Akron, Canton, and Youngstown Mikados are really, really famous.
Well,
Yeah.
at
No,
least
and like
it's
all
just
of the
it's just
South
the
African-
Mikado with the it's Mikados in alphabetical. I would imagine they just had a list of Mikados to start with.
Yeah, but like all of the South African 2-foot stuff being around the 900s
Well,
is like
South African 2-foot
That's
is cool,
true.
just like 2-foot in general.
no, it is, but like the local base was still really small at that rate, and then you just get all of South Africa. Like I wonder, like if someone gave them a bunch of stuff, or if it's like they went out of the way, like they took a trip to South Africa and was like, you know what, I've got me an idea.
Honestly, what I would love to know is when did the first round of stuff stop? Like I would imagine the first set of things that went into the local base, like it was like a big compendium of data that they just went, okay, we're gonna catalog this in a website, and just boom, did it. I wonder what is the last local base in that original publication of the local base. Like, I wonder what the highest ID is. Anyway, it's 9 to 8. Bender.
Jump Gear,
Okay.
Wally.
Baker.
Oh.
Yep.
You do have Baker.
Yep.
So you do.
Ellis, you should check file sharing.
Why?
Uh-oh.
What did we talk about?
Oh, I saw that. I saw that. I was tempted to post that in the Factorio thread, just spoiled because
Who did that?
it's not that bad.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Would you like
Factorio
to
Rule
keep going
34.
with the slaughter, please?
Yeah.
Yes, high pressure cylinders.
Purple guy.
Oh.
Oh,
I've lost it on the page. 21 by 26.
23.5 by 26.
Yeah.
Those are some chonker cylinders right there. It's 11 to 8.
Let's go with great area.
47.
60.8.
See, I'd have been
Evaporative
able to make a
heating surface?
funny joke if you had taken 47. What'd you say, Bender?
Evaporative heating surface.
1786.
2761.
We have hit
Superheating surface.
20 points. Super
342.
788. Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I know I'm the one that wrote it in the list, but I don't remember who suggested it.
Let's do builder.
Montreal Locomotive Works.
Elko Schenectady.
Hold on. Let me double check something here.
Are those equivalent to Alco, or did you rank the
MLW
Alco?
I did rank the
Baldwin equivalent.
Alcos, but I'm just double checking something. You said it was Montreal Locomotive Works.
Yes, it is Montreal Locomotive Works, which I assume you put below Alco's Schenectady.
No, CLC was Baldwin.
No,
equivalent.
yeah. Okay, yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah,
It is.
Montreal
it is
was the Alco sub.
It is immediately
subsidiary.
below it, but yeah, it is. Okay. 15 to 8.
Which I think is the little bullshit, but okay.
They built like.
I mean,
5
it's
billion
not like it's
D10s.
unprecedented though, because there is very much American bias here,
That is true.
Oh, there definitely is. I
and
think
like
it's bullshit to rank the
There'd be some
different
collusion,
Alco
as
builders
they
like
say.
they're meaningfully different.
oh yeah, I've brought that up as well, but
Yeah.
I mean, I would
I
argue
don't
that
know
they're
if I say
definitely
Rhode
meaningfully
Island is
different.
as good as Schenectady.
Are they?
Underwater capacity.
Yeah, I mean, some of them didn't even make it to 1910.
2900.
$5,000.
16 to 8.
Cold capacity.
5.
Fuel capacity. 6.
7.
isn't Rhode Island Locomotive Works Alco?
Yeah,
Is that the
was
one
for
that
a
you
very
mentioned
short
that didn't
period of
last
time
till
before it died.
1910?
it's not the only one.
What did you say, Bender?
Yeah. Nothing. Well, my cold stat was 6.
Yeah. It's
But I'm gonna
17 to
go
8.
with
Do you
Oil
want to keep murdering, or do you want to go to style points?
I guess we'll go to style points.
Okay.
Can't exactly lose here, I don't think.
Well, yeah. Really, the question is, Hem, do you have anything you want to throw to put on the scoreboard?
There's not a point, is there?
I just asking you.
There's not a point.
What?
I'm not digging out 6 style point. I'm not digging out I'm not digging out 10 style points on this mid commuter engine that the BNA guy can't also call. So there's just no point.
I mean, I think you have white walls, and the BNA doesn't. That's about it. That's all I
can
can
you find 9
see.
more?
I just want to
prove my point.
Once again make clear to the audience that I did not force Hemlock to do this.
When you have a speed water heater,
do you not?
The triangular board.
I guess I don't see any evidence of you having a feed water heater. Why would you not have one?
The BNA, I don't know.
I guess I'll look at the thing.
I don't. I guess you just didn't feel like you needed it. That's a weird one.
It doesn't mention it in the blurb.
Yeah, I don't see any components thereof, you know?
I
would say, I think you have a reverse light. I'm not sure if the BNA does.
It does.
There's no way on Earth you don't have a reverse light.
Considering your whole point is to also go in
You're
reverse.
a commuter engine. You're called a double ender. Why would you not?
Well, they can Lionel, all right, Lionel. That's
Lionel, Bill.
See, you have cab doors. It looks like I do not.
Do you not?
No, you don't.
You have the tiniest freaking
cab door in your
They're
image.
the itty bittiest cab doors in the world.
You can cram through that if necessary.
Yeah, but we never. It was never based on size. It was just based on.
It's how you use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can unbird yourself through that.
You have the whistle shield. It's very cool.
Oh shoot! That's true. That's there.
I can't tell.
If you had chosen 47, you'd get the excursion and the survival point.
Well,
49 survives.
Oh, 49 survives.
Okay.
Oh, there's a point. It's 12 to 17.
I'd say
Tender we will in fog.
more colorful.
Oh, I do see that on the
even
49.
The point.
Le Frog. Okay, well it's 13 to 17.
As far as I can tell, at least 49 has a visible plow instead of the foot plate, which I think is what 44 has on the rear.
No, I think both of them have like a hybrid pilot on the rear.
Yeah.
As far as I can tell. But once again, I don't really know why we came back around to this one. I don't know why it was in the list, but it was in the list, so it's good to clear it out of there. Yep. Ultimately, I suppose what I have to say is that the B&A double enders were they had a reputation. They lived up to it. I love the X10As. I think they're cute. You know, I went to Steamtown.
And one on the main line.
Yeah, I went to Steamtown for the first time when I was like 7 years old, and one of many things that left an impression on me was 47. Oh, you know what? 49 has that the other locomotive definitely does not. It's got the embossed numbers because the CN did that.
It does.
It also has a much cooler logo.
It does as well.
Which
is the fine number board of style point too?
No, it's the same number of lighted number boards between the two of them.
Okay.
I like how the B&A thing has the bell just like up on a little platform.
Yeah, that's cool.
See, that's when your locomotive is too chunk.
Yeah, I mean,
loading gauge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
I hit every bridge in Boston with this thing. Anyway,
49 probably has the longevity if you want to count it.
I'm not sure what else I can crawl out for you. I think that might be.
Wait, hold on. What happened?
What's it called? That one specific Boston phenomenon.
Oh yeah, the storrowing. Yeah, this thing got storrowed repeatedly, undoubtedly.
Yeah. I mean, Bender, counterpoint, I can think counterpoint. You've got the big smoke box door hinges.
Yeah, I was looking at the wrong engine, and I gave
That's
you a
true.
point for them, and I had to go. Wait a minute, no, hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got the smoke box door hinges.
If we both have air ringers.
Unsure.
Where your bell is. The
I'm not
question
sure
is,
I have an air ringer. You definitely do.
I don't see one on 49, but that doesn't mean it's not on the other side of the bracket, or it might be on the inside. You know, it might be one of those
That's
that just
true.
bangs the clapper against the wall of the bell.
I doubt it, given the way that it's constructed.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. I can't see for sure. But it's 15 to 18. I've been meaning to try to transcribe this onto the document here.
Anyway, yeah, Bender, like this wouldn't work if you called out like a single style point person. Like there was no way it was gonna happen.
What do you? Oh, I
Like,
guess we
this
don't
is-
do class
this
styles
is-
anymore.
Give only one singular style point. It's not like you didn't have others that could have been called.
I will say this is sort of like the this is why I had to come up with different game types, because locomotive versus, when there is clearly a difference between the two engines and both players know what they're doing, is really boring. You know, when there's no uncertainty and confusion, it's just okay. We're gonna find. Like, we gonna learn today, and we learned that
Right,
49
exactly.
is smaller and 404 is larger and more powerful. Like, I don't know.
If anything, I feel like you put me at a disadvantage by letting me go first, because it's like, okay, great, I called the 8 stats I can win, and now Bender can steamroll with the like 15 stats he is guaranteed to win, and then bring it to style points without having to call anything that puts him in actual danger.
And that's fair, but I still don't think there would have been any point in, like, I don't think Bender would have called anything.
I'm not saying I would have won if it had been the other way around, but I'm saying that locomotive versus can be so one-sided if there is a locomotive that is clearly superior in power. Like, if you just have the more powerful engine, you straightforwardly win, and it isn't that interesting.
So,
Well,
if you in the comments
S2
are considering, well, I don't have any empty spaces for them, but I've always put out to the commenters for what would you like to see in a locomotive versus.
I suppose I actually do have more lighted number boards than Bender, as I have some on the backside too.
Yeah,
Oh,
I wanted to point out that. Plus, you also have a ladder, which I don't think he does on Defender.
I would hope it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he is a physical model, and I don't.
Damn.
That's
I already
You can
codified, like, we're done. I already wrote the things in the document.
Wait, hold my beer. You don't?
The physical model has a ladder.
Not that I'm aware of. I look.
You have a virtual model.
That's true.
True.
The double ender also is a virtual model, though, doesn't it?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would own it.
Yeah.
I love this thing.
This thing
Oh,
is
it's
great.
commission it. No, just
Oh god. Yeah, but the thing is, if I commission it, it's just gonna have to go like straight on the download station so that I can use it.
yeah.
You're gonna see these things running around Tolbrand. Anyway, thank you both for playing. Anyway, now we have the answer to the question that allegedly might have already been answered.
I feel like the thing that would have made more sense to try is this.
Yeah, I mean that's much more
the
of like
little
a
guys.
size contemporary.
They're very contemporary.
Is that a Wooten?
No, it's just
Yes.
kind
I
of
hate
wide.
this
Well, it might,
engine.
no, it's just like the lagging.
I
thing.
hate
Actually, it does
two
kind of
aspects.
look like a Wooten, but it's not in the right
It does.
neighborhood to have a Wooten.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd think.
Yeah, the
However,
BNA probably had real coal.
Not just
Yeah.
rocks.
It's very wide. They probably just made it wide so it could fit above the axles and have a lot
it's
of
so
burning
stubby.
space.
It's
It's
a
just
goofy
like
looking
me.
engine.
Well, that's what happens.
Wait, what?
That's right. I like the wooden baggage cars in the background as well.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh, those are cool.
This was probably taken at South Station. Anyway, I mean, it's almost definitely taken at South Station. I don't know what to...
Yeah.
You know. There weren't any other major commuter terminals on the Boston and Albany.
This almost looks like Southern.
What'd you say?
This valve gear looks like Southern.
There were a non-zero amount of locomotives in the neighborhood with Southern, like more than you would expect. I don't think the B&A liked Southern, but
So the South really did win the war.
No,
No,
the
I
North
mean,
people
to be
loved
fair, of all
Southern.
of the places in the North, Boston was definitely the most Southern. If you know what I mean.
I mean, well, the
We'll
stuff
all
that I've
go
seen
down
driving on the
Dixie,
highway through New
away,
Hampshire would disagree.
away. We'll all
Uh,
go down Dixie, away.
is this a 466? Is this a 266 or a 264?
264 looks like
264.
specific.
Hold on, I want to see what. Oh damn, we don't have these on the. We don't have these on the loco base. What a bummer. Anyway, who wants to do news first? We're like right on time, believe it or not.
I can go
Yippee!
Do we want to land on the
what?
foreshadow? Do we want to resolve the foreshadowing immediately?
Oh, okay. Yes, we can do foreshadowing. Let's do some linear storytelling.
So, recently, VIA has started taking delivery of its own Siemens Venture train sets, which were meant to replace its corridor fleet. Its corridor fleet consisting mostly of F-40s, P-42s, and old LRC coaches, sometimes Bud cars. Usually these consists would be 5 to 6 coaches at most. CN has imposed axle restrictions on not VIA trains as a whole, just the venture sets, stating that they need at least 36 axles to trigger the crossings properly. And if they don't put 32 axles on these permanently coupled train sets that you can't just shove more cars onto easily, then they have to run at restricted speed.
Oh my god.
This is only a problem on CN's route. This is apparently only a problem with the Venture train sets and not any of the train sets they're replacing, which are the same size or shorter. So, I'd love if CN could give a reason why the Venture train sets specifically have this issue.
Yeah, from an outsider point of view, it seems like they're trying to be a little bit pussy here.
There's something. This got it. Like the only thing I can think of from like a rational explanation is the Venture train sets have something goofy with their axle design that makes them not show up well on the, to trigger the crossings. I don't understand what that could be.
Like only 2 of the 4 axles on each coach are like conductive of power or something like that. I don't know.
It's weird, and allegedly CN claims that they told VIA back in 2021 that the Venture train sets would need the Venture train sets, which have 24 axles, would actually need 32 axles, or this problem would occur. They haven't had restrictions on axles on the train sets they currently have in place, like ever. So I'm not sure why it's the Siemens train sets specifically that have this issue. I'd love an explanation.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Apparently, there were shunt enhancer. VIA Rail claims that the Canadian National didn't say shit about this, including during the testing they did of VIA trains of the new VIA Venture train sets on Canadian National routes. VIA claims that CN didn't say anything about this during testing. They only brought it up right before Thanksgiving weekend. Thanksgiving being last Monday in Canada. So, suddenly there were a bunch of train delays, like 30-minute to an hour train delays, busiest travel weekends, because of this requirement. This also makes it almost worse than buses. Like, if allegedly a bus between Toronto and Ottawa is cheaper and only like an hour or 2 more with the delays. So unless VIA gets its act together, it's probably going to get overtaken by bus service.
What I would do if I was VIA is I'd be like, okay, CN, you want to do that? You have to like give us engines that like will act as dead power to give us the axle count.
Yeah,
and CN will say kick rocks.
Yeah.
But
And
then the
CN
government
doesn't
just has
take
to say,
rocks
"We'll
because-
nationalize you."
No,
Come
they
on,
won't
Trudeau,
do.
be based.
There's-
Should do something, Trudeau, other than like be a cock.
All right.
Trudeau's getting kicked out of government soon, so that's not happening.
Hmm.
Everyone hates Trudeau right now.
The
NDP
lame duck
hates-
the lame duck train.
The NDP hates Trudeau. The Conservatives hate Trudeau. I think the Liberals also hate Trudeau because now everyone hates the Liberals because of Trudeau. It's just not a good time to be Justin Trudeau specifically.
I can't think of one thing he's ever done wrong. This is
just gonna
At
not
least
engage
one
with
in-
that.
I think he did at least one instance of brownface. That or his dad. I don't remember which one.
I think it was him because
Yeah,
I
I
remember
think it
when
was
that came
him.
out.
Hey, I just wanna
Anyway.
interject here and say that these locomotives were built to come back to the B&A things, because I've been reading about them while this is going on. They were built as 266s, so they are on loco base, and they got
I see.
rebuilt.
I
Okay.
guess for better adhesion on the drivers.
I guess so. There are varying photos of them with 2-axle or 3-axle trailing trucks. I think they got rebuilt to have the 2-axle trailing trucks. There's a
Yeah.
photo of one in Boston in 1950, just sitting on what I
Interesting.
assume is the deadline.
Whip.
Oh, it's not like pulling a train.
No, it's
just
not pulling
there.
a train, but like the fact that it's still just chilling there in 1950 says some things. These were neat little things. Anyway, yeah, Canada. I
Canada.
really don't know what's going to happen with this, because I know that CN, like, this problem is happening elsewhere as well, and by elsewhere I mean elsewhere on CN. And allegedly, because this is effing up superliners in the U.S. I think we talked about this when we talked about the Floridian coming back.
Yeah.
But allegedly they're making strides to fix this there. You damn well better hope they figure out how to do this along these other lines too,
1
because
month.
otherwise you're going to have these venture train sets like hauling a bunch of empty boxcars or something. I don't know what you do in this case. You tie two of them together.
Just stick a couple LRC cars on the end. It's great. It's fine. I hate Canadian National. All my homies hate Canadian National. Put the National back in CN. Nationalize it.
Well, I'll tell you something.
I think that the province of Ontario should nationalize all of Canadian National and Canadian Pacific's railway lines and put them under the Go branding.
Oh.
Bring back Go F40s leading freight trains.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. There are no more Go F40s. They barely have F59s anymore. But bring it back.
What do they have? Like MP36s all now? Like, what's the main sort of motive power?
It's mostly like MP 30 somethings and 50 somethings.
Yeah.
And
I wonder where
42s?
they could buy more F40s
Never
from.
mind.
Where could they buy a bunch of F40s from, Milky?
Yeah, but like the thing is
One more.
they'll...
Damn it!
Oh.
Damn it, East!
No. I was gonna say because
I'm in the commit seppuku now.
no, because I was gonna say yeah, they'd have to buy them through Caltrain, but they'd have to send them through Texas first. Like Texas would have to
Y'all
buy them
bored?
to spite California.
we have to launder the F40s.
No,
We
because
can't
like,
have
it's
them
like,
going
we're
directly
gonna...
from California to Canada. We have to have a middleman or two.
We have to have a Shell pizza place that's there so we can launder our breeze through
Exactly.
Don't worry, I have just the place.
it. Doing callback
Japanese
humor
place.
to a call last night that the viewers were not privy to.
Listen,
Yeah, I know
if
just
any
the
of the viewers
Japanese
have not,
place.
you know what? I'll just pull it up for the viewers.
Make it your termination.
Oh yeah, you know what? That's a better idea.
I mean, you can also pull it up for the viewers.
Well, hold on, I need to find the Rhode Island one specifically.
Speaking of commuter services that may or may not have F40s anymore.
This is so. Wait, where are you going with this?
No, what?
I'm
What the
trying
hell?
to throw it back to Milky.
Oh, okay. Well,
Okay,
then,
I find.
Alex!
I thought you were stealing it for Brightline, and
Yeah,
I was
I
with
find-
you until you
Trying
said
to throw it
F40s,
back.
and I was
Brightline
thinking, when did
has F40s,
Brightline have? When did I miss this?
Okay,
So
so
Caltrain.
Caltrans did a
Cal is trans?
yeah, Caltrans.
Are you
Wait,
telling
is it
me?
actually Caltrans or is it Caltrains and I'm just like stupid?
No, it's well, it's Caltrain, but Caltrans is the company name
Huh,
or
the
well,
more
the
you know.
operator name. So yes, so they've said goodbye to their F40 and gallery cars, which are now going to a lovely home on the Northwestern Pacific Railroad, because that's where things go to die.
Damn.
For better or for worse, that's where things go to die. Like I've seen photos of them hauling like pairs of 30 of them out with their SW1500. It's kind of funny.
I think I have just a solution for Go right now.
Well, you want to know
Yeah,
something?
right.
You want to know something crazy about this? That was kind of funny. Caltrain posted, uh, like for those like they posted being like, yeah, we're not gonna have a final run for the F40s and gallery cars. Like, sorry, we're
So
not.
make your own final
Yeah,
one.
we're not figuring that out. Just like go ride the train and enjoy yourself. You will have to find your train and say goodbye on your own. It says.
Outstanding.
That is really funny when I was reading
Anyway,
that.
here's a weird video of the NWP doing that. And the reason
Oh my-
why they did that is because they had started their electric operation.
Yippee, yippee,
Which is kind of neat
yippee.
because I've seen this go full
Hooray.
circle.
They put up the fucking wires.
They did it. Unbelievable.
They put up the vein mango gobbles.
And
I
they
love
didn't even do it by
wires.
like doing a half baked like bi mode
And then they
battery
proceeded
thing.
to have a power outage the next day.
Well, you can't
know.
get it. Nothing's perfect, okay?
Yeah.
God damn it.
Which
If the
I
power's
didn't
out,
even
you
know
don't
about
need to
that.
go to work.
Yeah. Shocking. But yeah, they
You
just
should
had the
go.
pause for more than an hour, which isn't too bad in the grand scheme.
No, it's not like they had
But-
like a whole day where they were shut down. It's a shame. They should. I mean, I assume they're hanging on to at least some of these things to sort of stop gap in case something weird happens.
That, and I think the Paula Alto line, as I recall, is still diesel.
Huh.
And the engine that they use for. Okay. So, Southern California Railway Museum is trying to preserve one of them, according to this Instagram post. And there's a particular F40 number that is here.
Uh-oh. What is it?
I don't know if it's the one that they're going for, but number 911.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? If that's the one they get, that's the
cool.
one they get.
I think we should save California 911.
They should get the OG one. SP spec and everything.
Yeah, no, I actually I think it's Afghanistani spec.
They should add as many light packages as they can to this in honor of the Southern Pacific.
Because when Caltrans started, they assumed SP's commute operation.
Mm-hmm.
So they were equipped with driver lights.
The very same operation that
And so
hosted
are.
4488 for one day.
Yeah, and the same operation that hosted Huff and Puff.
Yes! Never forget Huff and
So
Puff.
based.
Our dear friends.
I'm assuming you mean a different 4448. You mean a different 4488 than Union of South Africa?
Yeah, no, not that one. No, not that one. It was a GS8.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4449 secret South African brother.
Yeah, no, thinking about the number, that makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, the Caltrain launch has been. I mean, it's been cool to see that happening from over here. And they've had a huge increase in riders too, which is great because like all of California Amtrak has been suffering for one reason or another.
Yeah.
Be it equipment or like natural disaster related, depending on where you are in the state. And
Man,
So
what
I have
passenger
a
trains
question.
haven't been suffering?
Like, is the increase in ridership directly related to electrification, or is that because now that they can now run more trains more fast, or is that just like people just need like you know coincidentally everyone's car in like South San Francisco happened to explode one
no,
night?
it's purely coincidental. I mean, they had a 26% increase in ridership this August versus the previous August, and that's
Yeah.
before they started electrifying, or before they started using the electrification
Yeah.
anyway. So it's gonna get even better from there, which is crazy, and a very helpful bright spot for
Too many
California rail.
people, too many people threw their car batteries in the ocean, and now there aren't enough to power the cars.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the electric eels are very hungry this time of
Yeah,
year.
I mean, you have to make them. You have to make the electric eels happy, otherwise they come and wash out your rail line, and that's what happened. Uh,
Yeah, like what happened in Tennessee,
yeah,
and along all of CSX in
yeah.
North Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky area. Basically, just the entirety of the clinch field is gone,
damn.
um, because of a
Yep.
storm that hit Florida.
Well,
Honestly, I was not expecting the storm to like, oh, it's gonna destroy North Florida to accidentally like take out the entirety of the clinch field.
yeah, I mean, a
Very
direct
sad.
attack on the Tweetsy Railroad, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Tweetsy's 9/11.
What the
Sir, there's been
Sir,
a
second
second hurricane.
hurricane.
Oh God. I need to
I
get
think I've
off of
seen this
I
one
need to get
before.
off of the Boston and Albany website page for the commuter engines because I keep scrolling. But yeah, no, things have been pretty bad on account of Hurricane Helene, huh?
Wait, what the
Two
fuck?
different hurricanes.
Multiple different hurricanes.
Yeah, I don't remember what
Oh,
the other one was called. Milton.
Milton.
You want to
Uh,
run that by me again?
Milton.
Milton?
So
Millhouse?
one of the links was an like a video, and it's only a short video, so it like autoplayed to the next video, which is a Dan Quarter passive video, and I'm like, Ellis, I think you may have gotten the links wrong.
No, no, that wasn't me. It was a misinput.
Um, yeah, no, and a lot of people were just expecting CSX to straight up just abandon the clinch field
I
because
was
it's one of
not.
those lines that works everyone except for Hemlock because Hemlock is just goaded.
I remember
Um,
when this came up in Fort Farmers. It was like, okay, but what you have to consider is like, yeah, it's going to cost a lot to rebuild. Do they have a route that easily replaces it? Because if not, then they probably are going to invest in rebuilding it rather than just abandon the thing outright. Because presumably they were still using it as a main line because it was a useful connection, and if they don't have an easy one-to-one replacement, they're going to want it back.
Yeah.
yeah.
But there's a lot of traffic over that line. Like a decent amount.
And I'm looking for this location. I'm trying to find it. I know it's.
It's really strange because it's like the name of the subdivision and like the town it's named after is like it's like two houses and then like next to it is like the like maybe a mile down is where like all of the photos from like the big town are. Um so North Carolina is providing $10 million to North Carolina short lines and certain other railroads to help rebuild. Despite that, Norfolk Southern says its line will be closed for an approximate 3 months for repair.
Damn.
And the NS line was the
Oh.
one that wasn't even like that badly um, damaged.
Mm-hmm.
It's not exactly like perfect condition, good for 70, but compared to the CSX one, which I think the reports was like it was 70% washed out,
Damn.
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, the pictures from it are pretty bad.
Yeah, it looks rough.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
over 40 miles of just straight washed out track.
yeah. Okay, the thing I specifically said was it's not just about how much it'll cost to. It's not just about it. It's not just about how much it'll cost to rebuild it. It's also about how much it would cost to give it up completely.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the long term.
Yeah.
I'm looking for the other
long-term thinking, infrastructure investment. For
Yeah,
my class one
I
railroad?
wasn't gonna say
No,
I
anything
was
about
about to
that,
bring.
but that is.
No, I was about to bring that up because the trains article specifically mentioned CSX abandoned the two other lines through like this part of North Carolina from its two predecessor, like from the three predecessor roads from that area, like the Clinchfield and like the CNO and the something
I mean,
else.
the
I
thing
was
is, it's
like,
more of an argument for them rebuilding because if they have zero redundancy, then they kind of need to rebuild this.
yeah, no, it's like it's all because they've abandoned all the other redundancies, so this is all they have left.
Yeah,
Through this area.
CSX's outage on the former Clinchfield is requiring coal, merchandise, and bulk trains to detour across the I-64 corridor between Russell, Kentucky and Richmond, Virginia, and then down the seaboard into Hamlet, North Carolina, before diverting west to towards Charlotte, North Carolina, and into the western part of the state. This adds several hundred miles to the trip. So that's less than ideal.
Yeah, don't want to do that.
Yeah. NS
And
doesn't have
also
a
like
choice either. It's already downsized its S line as a through route between Morriston, Tennessee, and Salisbury, North Carolina after trimming operations. Western North Carolina carloads bound for Watco's Blue Ridge, Southern, and NS served customers in the Asheville region rely on NS trains. Well, I don't think they care. Yeah.
this is why abandoning secondary lines is a bad thing.
Yeah.
Oh no! If only they had Saluda grade, they'd have another way around.
I
Mango
know.
Okay,
gobbles!
like not
No.
specifically Saluda,
No.
but like
Saluda makes sense. I don't
yeah,
care. I don't care, Southern foamers. I don't care what the Southern foamers cry about. Saluda doesn't make sense as a line to exist. Tear
yeah,
it up.
no.
Tear it up, make it a trail. I don't care.
Bring back the Madison Incline.
Let me go
Do
bombing.
not.
Let me go bombing down Saluda grade on my bike. They just need to put in a bike escape ramp at the bottom, like in the
Not
in
an
the
escape
place.
ramp, just make it a ramp.
Yeah,
Like jump over
with
the
a loop
entire
in it.
town. Become
You
the
can pull the
fastest
lever and
man-made
save the
object.
5 people, but then the trolley won't do the sick loop de loop.
I think
And Scale Trains is hosting a food donation and other like supply donation, which is cool. I don't know if Scale Trains is located in one of the affected regions or if this is just them actually doing something out of the kindness of the heart. Um,
I thought they were based out of North Carolina to some extent. I could
Maybe.
be wrong.
I don't know anything about Scale Trains.
Damn, it'd be really funny if we were using a virtual rail fan cam today.
Yeah, doesn't Scale Trains own VR?
Yes. Yes.
And
it
doesn't
does.
Jointed Rail, like the virtual train company, also like own Scale Trains or something like that?
Other
I
way
think it's
around.
the other way around.
Oh, they own Scale Trains owns Jointed Rail.
Yes.
I thought it was the other way around for some reason.
the L Trains owns Jointed Rail.
I thought it was
for
Jointed
some
Rail
reason.
owns.
There was like talk about
No,
one.
okay. I remember. Jointed Rail owned Virtual Rail Fan, but then Scale Trains bought Virtual Rail Fan, and then by association bought Jointed Rail. I think that's what it was.
I'm confused.
Very weird.
No, I understand. Let's see.
I think-
Train product incest or something. I don't know.
Whoa.
Yeah. Whoa.
Whoa, whoa.
I think, therefore, I am not.
Spartanburg, South Carolina.
I don't think. Therefore, I am.
Where's the? Oh, that's the Norfolk. I am so freaking lost. Like, I'm just trying to look on the map to see where stuff
No.
is and get a picture for like what's closed and what isn't. But I need
All we have
what
to
I
do-
need right now is KMZs.
I
No,
don't.
Ellis.
I don't
Open
think-
up like rail.guide. Alternatively, go into Street View. You have 5 minutes to find your location.
Yeah. All right, let's go. Let's go.
Time for the podcast mandated GeoGuessr break.
Yep.
Yeah, instead of Locomotive Versus, let's just do a round of GeoGuessr.
It's
Shout
weird. We
out
keep
to that one time that I knew where we were because of the Saluda grade.
shout out to like the 4 times we got Bender's house.
Yeah, that was very fun.
Yeah. That was great.
It's like, and like, it wasn't even like this, like, no, it was like the same road, like just down the road further.
It was all in a corridor lane. Like, what the heck?
Anyway. So yeah, that's the hurricane fallout. How did Brightline fare in all this?
A couple rail crossings were knocked out, as I said earlier. One was blown like half a mile down the tracks.
Damn.
It was really interesting going up. Oh no, it was really interesting coming down because like the floodwater still hadn't receded. So like this one, when I went like 2 weeks before, like this one guy's house was like a good 20 feet above the water, and like when I like was riding back like 2 weeks later, this guy's house was like you could walk out his porch, and his porch was like half a foot above the water.
Yikes.
But yes, Brightline also has more coaches. They finally achieved the fifth coach, which they were supposed to achieve 4 months ago. Thank you, Siemens. Yeah, no, it was supposed to they were supposed to get in like August, which I guess was only like 3 months ago, 2 months ago, depending on when. But yeah, I don't know why they were so delayed. I don't know if it's just Siemens backlog or if like something happened there, but who knows?
I was just randomly served this photo of effing, what is Nolichucky Gorge,
CSX.
North Carolina, and
Yeah.
I believe this was CSX, and now it's
Good for 70.
now it's in the water.
Just wait for that to freeze over, and you can Polar Express to
Yeah,
where it drops.
Exactly.
Heck yeah.
Ra's voice. It's not supposed to be like that.
It's not supposed
yeah.
to look like that.
Next podcast, shake hands with danger from a CSX engineer's perspective.
True.
Thud. What was that?
What's happened if it was CSX?
Thud.
Oh yeah.
Thud.
Well, no, hold on. Because I brought up the Brightline stuff because we have these articles here that are not about the hurricane, but of course it's the neighborhood. And this is spicy, right? Like, what's going on with Stewart?
So Stewart should be wiped off the face of the earth with the hurricane.
All right. Well, that seems over the top, but carry on.
Well, okay, it's a place named Stewart.
And you got something against Stuart Little or something? Like, what's going on here?
Yes, that like one scene
Stuart
in the
big.
Stuart Little
Listen,
movie where he like derails the Santa Fe F unit because someone ties him to the tracks on the
Stuart
model
Little-
train layout.
Stuart Little had sex with my grandfather.
Stuart-
and, I can't forgive him.
Well, no, Stuart Little is clearly on the side of the Rio Grande then, which I
I'm gonna get
understand
a
why
point
East
for what
hates
I'm
him.
about to say. I didn't know your grandfather was into journalism. Anyway,
That's not a word I ever needed to hear in my entire life.
don't ask me why my mom told me about that.
Subway
No.
Anyway, Stewart votes. So Stewart voted 5-0 to review the Brightline agreement, and then they voted 3-2 to rescind the lease with Brightline because Stewart should be wiped off the face of the map of the hurricane.
Give it a little while.
A few more months, maybe a couple more years, it'll be gone. And then they won't have to worry about the bridge because the boating industry will be underwater.
That's funny, GIF.
Which is really dumb because Stewart is, I think, the second biggest city along the Brightline right away north of like West Palm Beach, which is like north of like the big like tri-state area or tri-county area in like Miami, Broward, and West Palm. The biggest is being Melbourne, which I think does want a station, but I'm not 100% sure. But Stewart was very, very adamant on getting the train station to the point where they're like, yeah, it was like 75% state funding, 25% Brightline funding. Like they went to the state and was like, hey, state, please. And the state was like, okay. But now they voted to rescind the lease to Brightline for the station. And it's like, okay, you are going to get a fully paid for train station that you didn't have to pay a penny for. All you had to do was sit there, watch, and let the money flow in from tourism. Because, not gonna lie, Stewart is actually not that bad of a little downtown. It's not the best by any means, but it's a one of those like little towns that just built along the right of way like every other place in the Midwest. Except they actually kept investing in the downtown area, so it's not completely run down like other places are in Florida. So it has a very nice little, like old style downtown with like some very walkable, because it was made before roads existed.
I am getting some mixed signals from you about your opinion on this town. I just wanted to say that.
So wipe it off the face of the map so we can get the Brightline station and make the city more walkable.
How nice. City council sucks ass. Wipe out the city council wipe out town hall specifically. Everything else can stay.
Well, I have to wonder what made them change their minds? Was there like a lot of turnover in the city council? Are these different people than those that created
I
the
like
agreement?
money.
What better?
I like money.
Oh. Was somebody paying them off? Like, what? Hold on.
Well, I mean, assumedly, right? If it was state funding and Brightline funding, and then they like simply just revoke the lease, they're just being assholes. I don't know what I would put.
The major issue was that they think there would be significant cost overrun on the project, and therefore, like, the tax would increase in Florida. And so a lot of the people were against having to a lot of people were against having to raise taxes because it's like, oh, this project is going to overrun its cost, so therefore we shouldn't have the project in the first place because it would be a burden to the taxpayers.
I'm just shaking my head. Like if there was an audible kind of shaking my head.
The thing is like, it's not like they had, like, it was a planning stage thing and they backed up to the planning stage. Like, the agreement was already signed, and the city is worried that Brightline would sue them to, like, either get their money back or like force the city to build a station.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, you sign the agreement, you get the paperwork in order, you're gonna have construction start, then you back out, and then you're worried that Breitling gonna sue you because you backed out, because you breach of contract. And it's like, it
would have been so much easier if they just didn't do anything.
Yeah, because like what's gonna end up happening is, more likely than not, there's gonna be some lawsuits or there's gonna be some legal paperwork, and either the station's gonna be forced to be built because of that, or Brightline's gonna get some money, and it's gonna cost Martin County, which is where Stewart is. It's gonna fall back on the taxpayers anyway. So like, okay, they have to pay the taxes because they failed the lawsuit.
So it's now,
and then they don't get a train station.
But it's going to fall back on the taxpayer for no tangible benefit, instead of it might fall onto the taxpayer, but there is in theory some tangible benefit.
So basically, they saw everybody else getting a station, kicked and screamed, they got a station, and they backed out of it.
Yeah.
Yes. So remember, Stewart was the place that got really pissy because they like didn't get the Brightline station, and Brightline was like, "Okay, we'll give you a station," and everything was good. And then now, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Stewart, gone.
Stewart has been like the sword in Brightline's side for the past, ever since they started expanding to Orlando. And I will not lie, some things, valid criticism, well, not to say valid criticisms, but understandable criticisms, understandable takes, like with the whole boating thing, but like, this is just stupidity. What's gonna happen is Melbourne's gonna get the station, Melbourne's like tourist economy is gonna explode, and then Stewart's gonna be like, well, why didn't we get a station? And they're gonna try and like sue Brightline for some reason.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we're suing you because we didn't get the station. It's like, well, you backed out of the agreement, and it's gonna cost the taxpayers money for the lawsuit, and they're still not gonna have a station.
I love when my taxpayer dollars go towards pointless, dumb litigation. I would much prefer my taxpayer dollars go directly to trains.
Yeah.
Also, just want to say to everyone that might be listening, remember to vote on November 5th. It's coming up sooner than you think. It's a little over 2 weeks away. I'm not gonna necessarily.
I voted.
Oh, good.
It is.
Yeah.
I've also voted.
Very good.
I have also voted.
Remember, your participation in the democratic process is important. It's the only way you really have a say in this world.
I'm gonna vote for RFK.
I don't think that's entirely true.
No, it's not entirely true, but it is more impactful than angrily tweeting.
I hear JFK has some really mind-blowing ideas.
It's not tweeting anymore.
John F. Revenge it is.
Oh, it's Zeeting? Yeah.
I baked a Z.
I thought it was... I told him!
To bake a ZT.
I told him I'd make him some.
Because, so, sometimes you can get some super base stuff that happens, like, for example, in Mexico. The Mexican Congress has approved a rail reform bill which will reestablish state control over railway services, particularly passenger service. This is
Based.
Yeah, the Senate unanimously passed reforms which overturns Mexico's railroad privatization laws from the 90s. So they're doing it. They're nationalizing the rail network.
Yay! Let's hope that they make smarter choices than they have with the other two nationalized rail projects they've been doing.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
They need to nationalize back to NDM and re-electrify, and then do something even better with the 8 F-59s they bought from Metrolink.
Or CPKC to Mexico now.
So
I love my CPKC to Mexico is such a mouthful.
Yeah,
it is.
Something construction of 3,000 kilometers of passenger train tracks. Yeah, and I actually have a map. I have the map TM. Let's see, where is it? Which one of these articles is it? It's not the third one. Is it the second one?
The second one.
It is the second one. So there are a series of lines on this map, which are the proposed passenger services, which is kind of crazy. If
all of these get built and we can't even get fucking Texas high-speed rail, I'm gonna do nothing to important government buildings in Stewart.
In Stewart specifically.
One of these is going to a Jilly's favorite place. No Jilly's. It's great.
And an unnamed brick comes through the window, and it has "This is for Texas" written on it, and just no one understands.
I mean, generally they don't name the bricks.
Generally,
Texas.
Here's the thing, Hemlock, you don't need me to explain. we know too many named bricks.
Yeah, like my dog.
Okay.
What?
All right. East is on a tear tonight, I guess.
Murder Mania just got more interesting.
All right. But yeah, so this is I'll include all of these in Merger Mania. We'll finally have the Mexico DLC that we've wanted. But seriously, this is kind of, this is fantastic. I hope that it works out. I know it's going to be a long time. I know it's going to be difficult. Building railroad is never easy in the 21st century.
I have a legitimate question and concern.
Go ahead.
What do the cartels think of this?
I think we're going to find out. But
I have a second concern.
Alstom delivered a train set for the train Maya, which, yay.
Nice.
I'm sure this will obviously I'm championing this, right? Also, Bender, I do want to get to your concern. Obviously, I'm championing this. This doesn't undercut everything we've said previously about the current Mexico passenger rail situation and what they're looking at and what they're doing. This is a North American style rail system that is just evolving into a passenger network, or evolving to host a passenger network with none of the extraordinarily strict regulations that exist in the rest of North America, or at least in the US and Canada, regarding railcar construction and use. There is reason to be concerned.
Mexico
It is not just the safety regulation that is reason to be concerned. It's also, bad environmental decisions, catering to tourists rather than the people who actually live there. If you'd like to spend
using HSTs.
East, shut the fuck up. But if you'd like to spend 5 to 6 hours listening to the problems with some of these projects, I recommend the podcast Well, There's Your Problem.
That's true. You can learn about the italicized Amfleet, and other fun stories.
Yeah,
I can't wait for the first Well, There's Your Problem before the problem actually happens.
Yeah, God. I mean, no, it's. I am concerned. I hope things go well, but regulations are written in blood.
all of the foamers are talking about like how the ACs are gonna get creamed by an SD70, but El Tren Maya is also bad for different reasons.
Anyway, I don't want to. I hope this goes well. That's all I can say. I hope it goes
hope
well.
they learn from the mistakes they have made in other projects, though it remains to be seen.
Mm-hmm. Very true. So the only thing left on this docket here, and we're doing pretty good for time too. Bender, you've got a couple things that you wanted to talk about, starting with either. Well, you pick.
One of these,
Ooh.
I believe it's the first one. Yes. This is merch.
It's merch. Merch for
What is a merch?
Is it
From
like
Merchamania?
merch, a full F40PH?
No. This is a merch of the Empire Builder graphic made in 2003. It has an F40 on it, and it looks very cool. And they put it on a weird.
Oh, I
jar.
remember this. Yes.
Okay, interesting. Was this
very cool piece of art? I have no idea what this has to do with Big Sky, but I guess they're selling it.
Big Sky
Merch.
posted it. I would hope that what
Yeah.
this means is they're selling it, and the proceeds are going to lobbying for
For Big Sky.
which importantly
Would
they
make
are the
sense.
people working on
The Big Sky Passenger Project.
also known as the
North
North
Coast
Coast Hiawatha.
The base name. They're talking about it returning. Of course, they've been talking about it for like ever since it was discontinued in 1979. But
Just shouldn't have been discontinued.
It's a cool one.
Yeah.
it is cool.
I understand why it was discontinued, just given the situation, given the fact that it parallels the Empire Builder.
Yeah.
But
The only difference is the Empire Builder was quicker. That's just by luxury of going through the middle of nowhere for 10 hours. 2
Yep.
days. There were 2 places where you get on and get off. And that's either end. Nobody gets on in the middle.
well, except
some
for
people
like
do, but
Glacier.
yeah. That's fair. Well, you could go to West or East Glacier, but I wouldn't recommend it.
I mean, there are some. I mean,
Anyway.
people get off in some of the other places, but they're not the places that the North Coast Hiawatha wouldn't also go to.
That's true.
But
Well, for the most part. Anywhere in the south. I'd be okay if they just ran it between, like, St. Paul and, if they could, like, Sandpoint or something.
yeah,
But
or
You
Spokane
can't
would
go
make
from
more
north to
sense.
South Idaho. Yeah,
Personally,
you could probably do that.
I think what they should do, because I am like generally opposed to trains with sections. I think they should make one of the legs of the Empire Builder the North Coast Hiawatha to the Pacific Coast. Like,
Trains
They
with
could split.
sections is how they got the Expedition Flyer thing.
Yeah.
We can't let it happen again.
no, wait, no, not that kind of section.
I know. I'm
The
Actually, conversely, I think we should have trains with more sections.
the,
I think we should split the Empire Builder in
Yeah, I
2
know,
and
you mean
reunite it
You
before
mean
it
the I am
splits off
stuck in
again.
Idaho for 6 hours because the other section of my train is late kind of section.
yeah, no, yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
No, and I don't I'm generally opposed to those things. I think like I know I talked last time about how king one-seat rides are, and that I think transfer coaches are a thing that would be good to have, really. But I am personally annoyed by section trains.
The problem with the section train, right, is that it's great as long as your system works reliably.
Yes.
If your trains are not reliably on time, then it just gives then like congratulations, you now have a cascading delay.
And I
is
think
true.
I think my dislike of it comes from having to take the Lakeshore Limited one too many times. Which
Yeah.
is,
It
one
also
of 2
doesn't-
Amtrak trains that does splits.
Yeah.
The other one being the Empire Builder.
Yeah, it would be fine. It would be fine if you could guarantee that like 95% of the time this train will show up on time and the section will not have a problem. And when it doesn't show up on time, you know, you are not stuck in like Boise, Idaho for 6 hours because the other section of your train is late. The problem is that Amtrak can't actually do that. So, you know, hope just cross your fingers and hope you aren't 6 hours late because the other section of your train is.
Yeah, and
It doesn't help that BNSF drops Knuckles on BNSF
Yeah.
Mariah's Pass every 2 seconds.
yeah, yep, yeah. I mean, Mariah's
Your
Pass.
your ass is spending the day in Butte, Montana. Hope you like it.
Oh no, my last time I spent on Mariah's Pass was 6 hours spent on Mariah's Pass, and then we had a crew change. We had to change the crew because they were late, and they had to do it in Idaho. It was great. They
Damn.
just stopped in the middle of nowhere and were like, "Get off."
Oh,
I just,
here it
It
is.
was great.
I
Where's
think
the
this
Yellowstone section?
provides, like, if they were to bring back the North Coast Hiawatha, which I think they should, it's very cool. And provides service to a lot of, basically all the important places in Montana, and
Yeah.
also the capital of North Dakota, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
And
Yeah.
just like run them concurrently, or run them both through Spokane and run one to Portland and one to Seattle, and call it good. It means that the Empire Builder will be in less dire straits when something screws up west of the Washington-Idaho border.
Yeah.
And
I still think there's reason to believe that, I don't know. They have more of an economy now than they did back then, with the exception of Butte. So I reckon more people would take the train.
yeah, not that the Empire Builder is not well utilized. It's
There are always people on it when I go. It's not. It's not full say the trains through Michigan are. Every time I've ridden the Blue Water, I've been packed in. For
Yeah.
example. In the Empire Builder, you got enough room to kick your legs out and walk down the aisle without seeing another person for a minute.
Yeah, and I mean, I've never ridden the
You get a
Empire
coach
Builder. I've
for-
ridden a lot of long distance trains, but yeah, they're always, they seem to be like half full, and I can't complain about that. But you wish it was better. On the flip side, though, there's plenty of evidence pointing to the fact that evidence is anecdotal, because Amtrak has just been scrambling for capacity for multiple years at this point. That's why we have the Floridian back,
Yippee!
and it's partly CN's fault. Anyway,
Yay! Thank you, Cian. Shit.
one last thing was this
Put the National back in Canadian National.
King Street Station.
King Street Yard,
Or
is it
King
not?
Street Rail Yard, rather. It looks like there will
Yes,
be
King.
refining,
Train run away from
upgrading,
there one.
probably. Amtrak, which is being sponsored, right, or this project here is being funded by the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. Very cool name, which means nothing. They're spending $300 million to build a new maintenance facility in King Street Rail Yard.
Yippee!
It looks like the only thing it's going to do is be newer.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a state-of-the-art two-bay maintenance and inspection with a service and cleaning bay. So basically, they're adding a car wash.
Going through the
guess.
car wash.
Ooh yeah, we love the car wash.
Sadly,
Yeah.
They will
Amtrak.
be
What'd you say?
they'll be relocating existing facilities, upgrading utilities, and creating an additional space to store essential maintenance materials.
Well,
So
Wow.
something that sticks out to me, and I know this is boring, right? Like, oh yeah, they're upgrading their maintenance facilities. Not very exciting. It strikes me that Amtrak wouldn't do this unless they had a really good reason to do it, because they've got plenty of places to spend money right now.
right, and if the North Coast Hiawatha is on the table, this could be one of the reasons for it.
Also true.
It could just be preparing for the future. Maybe the old building is just too worn out as well. It could be a multitude of things.
speaking of old buildings in the Pacific Northwest, I wanted to toss this out there. Union Station in Portland is currently for sale. The city had an agreement with Amtrak, and Amtrak recently purchased, and I can touch on this for a minute because we have some time. Amtrak recently purchased, or rather wrested control of, Union Station in Washington, D.C. after a legal battle regarding eminent domain. And
Yeah.
so, Amtrak is now fully in charge and possession of Union Station in Washington, D.C., and it really, it made me think like, oh, shoot, Amtrak's going to be sort of taking control of a lot of these large stations in their vicinities, because they're doing something similar in Chicago as well. And we had an article about the fact that there might be some friction between Amtrak and the Greyhound buses that operate out of Chicago Union Station, or in the vicinity of Chicago Union Station. But Amtrak has backed out of this deal for Portland Union Station, a 128-year-old building on the National Register of Historic Places.
They can't demolish the building.
It's really, yeah, they can't.
All right, that's good.
It's a really nice station. Like, the bones are there for something fantastic to go on with that building.
Yeah, and
it just takes a lot of money to get to the point where you're seeing whatever return on investment you could get out of it.
Yeah, it is a very pretty building. It's a very cool building, and I've
been in it a lot of times. It's really over the top, and there's almost no words to describe the main concourse. How it's just marble and how illuminated it is during the day. It's just very, very fancy. Yeah, I can see how people could redevelop it. It's just no one has the money to do that.
It is a very large building. In fact, I don't know what's in the rest of it. I don't know what this building.
Well, upstairs, They have a couple of offices upstairs. They have the archives for the National Railway Scrap Society.
Among
other things.
Buy it. I can't believe they pulled out.
Yeah, I know.
It's a real shame because it's a gorgeous building, and it is. I feel like it's in everyone's best interest to have Amtrak in charge of these buildings.
We used to make things in this country,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think that like demolition is on the table. I don't think the building itself is in danger.
No, the building isn't going anywhere.
But I would be worried about the possibility of it languishing. If no one wants to own it, then likely no one wants to take care of it. And
I got your $1.
Yeah, yeah. Milky's gonna become the new custodian. Milky, imagine how many random vehicles you could fit in and around that property.
Yeah, I know.
Different modes of transportation.
There used to be a pony out in front of it.
Giddy up. Milky gets a horse.
No, the Oregon pony.
I said what I said.
Giddy.
Milky's gonna show up to the biggie on a horse.
No. My idea would be, like, you get some higher end restaurants and like a lower end restaurant in the bottom in the extra space, and then you hotel it above that.
Yeah, hotel would make a ton of sense, honestly.
Also keeping the assisting offices and the NRXS archives in there too.
Yeah.
Maybe like a mixed use. Yeah, I guess would be the best way to describe it.
It's a lot of space. You can do a lot with that much space. Yeah. But I hope it ends up in the hands of someone who will care for it. There's quite an extensive article here, and the most poignant thing that sticks out to me is there's someone who has a small office, and pays under $1,000 for it. Oh wait, no, is this his office or is this where he lives? Oh no, his office.
I mean, that'd still be cheap for Portland
Yeah,
if that was his apartment, but still.
but he fears that if a new buyer takes over ownership of the station, his rent would skyrocket. And yeah, I can't imagine that
Yeah,
a
that's
building like
also
this
the
is.
thing.
Yeah, I can't imagine that a building like this is easy to maintain. I mean, I had a conversation with somebody about historic preservation the other day, and it's just like you get into a situation where you need to install new fire suppressant systems and stuff like that, and suddenly
Yeah.
it's a bankrupting amount of money.
Yeah, no, in the article they quote, like, estimated 250 million.
To get it up to code or whatever.
Yeah,
Good lord,
that would need to happen.
Yikes.
that's a
And
quarter
that
of $1 billion.
includes, you know, tracks,
So-
platform, canopies,
Mm.
and then seismic upgrades, electrical, and plumbing.
So they could rasterize an entire station or build a 2-stall maintenance facility. Yikes.
Well,
Yeah. I mean, they got a grant for that maintenance facility, right?
I think that's whatever the heck.
it's Amtrak.
Yeah.
It's
There's
all
also like 2
grants.
columns in the article saying, "Oh, thanks to the Biden."
Although I'm
administration."
sure that if you tried hard enough, you could get a decent amount of federal grant money for Union Station.
I mean, you
Yeah,
got a
probably.
big building like that on the National Register. It's I mean, I can't ask
Imagine
for a
how
better
many
sell.
E51s.
And who knows, maybe a revived, Union Station could do good for that neighborhood too, because that neighborhood is not the greatest place to be.
The old
Just in general.
The old Union Station in downtown Providence is currently getting a food hall built into its lower level, and they were digging
Ooh.
around down there, and they found the trolley tracks from the trolley that used to run underneath the station.
Hey!
But
Hey.
I was showing
Amazing.
somebody around the Providence Northern, and we got to the corner where the station building is, and she goes, "Oh, I work in that building," and I went, "Huh?" It's like. She's like, "Yeah, I work for the Rhode Island Foundation. I work in that building." And I was like, "Oh, that's really cool. How are things going?" And I took her over to the picture of Buddy Cianci and next to the model on our layout. Normal day in Rhode
Buddy
Island.
Cianci.
Yeah. I love my state. Anyway, we should probably wrap up here.
Yeah.
Does anyone have anything they want to cover? Any advertisements or other little tidbits?
Yes, give Tyler money to finish the C-57.
Sure.
I agree. Give Tyler your money.
Tyler does deserve my money.
Those are a lot of money.
Anyway, oh boy. Okay, all right. Latest train on Amtrak.
Considering that the Chicago-bound Southwest Chief yesterday was completely fucked, I'm gonna go with the eastbound Chief, which I think is what, 5?
The eastbound chief.
No,
That's
westbound.
Oh, westbound.
LA bound.
Oh, LA bound. Okay, yeah, LA bound.
Los
that is
Angeles
train
bound.
number 3.
Westbound.
3. Oh, okay. My bad.
In the spirit of earlier conversation, I'll say the eastbound Empire Builder.
Eastbound Empire
I
Builder.
already
Okay.
said that.
What'd you say, better?
I already said eastbound Empire Builder.
Two
It's
people
fine.
can say the same thing.
Do you want me to pick something else?
No, let's go for it. Double down. Double
down.
All right, Milky.
If we all pick the eastbound Builder, we all win or all lose.
Eastbound,
Exactly.
Eastbound Zephyr.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Empire
Aw,
Builder.
damn.
All right, Eastbound
No.
Zephyr is 1 hour and 8 minutes late at Denver, Colorado. There's also one that's
Nice.
7 minutes late at Winnemucca, Nevada.
Winnemucca.
I almost read NV as New Vegas. I've been playing a little.
New Vegas.
I've been
It
playing a
could
little too
fall
much
under
Fallout. The Empire Builder to Chicago, the eastbound Empire Builder, is 14 minutes late at Stanley, North Dakota. It's also on time
Man.
at Everett, Washington, and 4 minutes late at Wishram, Washington.
Wow.
The
Pretty
eastbound,
good day in the
the westbound Southwest Chief is 9 hours and 9 minutes late at Raton, New Mexico.
That's a
Yikes.
pretty good guess.
It's not the latest train on Amtrak.
Oh dear God.
The latest train on Amtrak is still the eastbound Southwest Chief.
It hasn't gotten to Chicago yet?
It is 13
No.
hours
What?
and 29
Oh
minutes
my
late
God.
at Kansas City.
That's
There's,
It's
there's,
not even...
there's also a 3 hour and 20 minute late eastbound Southwest Chief behind it in Raton. The only other thing of note is a 1 hour late regional, and then some Canadian stuff that is actually not all that late.
There's a
Tell us.
12-hour late Southwest
Yeah.
Chief to Los Angeles, just outside of Los
Oh,
Angeles.
is there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Oh,
I
no.
just opened up the
There
map
it
to see
is.
that as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Another
Yeah.
one.
My...
Then actually,
Chief
then
is-
East gets it. That's a westbound Southwest Chief.
No, because
Hey.
Nice
it's
job.
12 out. It's 12 and a half
The other
hours.
one was
The Chief
13
Oh, that's
hours.
right.
was
That's right.
13.
That's right. It is still not as late as the 13-hour one.
Damn
Yeah.
close.
God.
The Southwest Chief having a bad time all around today. Less than
Like,
ideal.
what happened is, like, I saw this yesterday, is, like, a boulder just fell on the tracks, and BNSF just didn't remove it for, like, a long-ass time. I would have figured they'd gone to Chicago already, though.
Average BN moment.
I mean,
Nope.
that could have been yesterday's.
Their ass is still not in Illinois. They're in Missouri.
Yeah.
God, I feel bad for the people
They're
on that
barely
train.
in Missouri. They're just outside Kansas City.
I am in misery. Anyway, I'd like to thank everyone
They definitely
for
are in misery.
watching this episode. All right, we do terminations first, don't we?
Yeah.
Allegedly.
What is your? Oh, this is
Allegedly.
okay. Yeah, that's a great termination. East. You want to hit us
The
with
mini
it?
This is-
Tokyo
yeah.
3D map. Yeah, it's
This
a
is
very
so
cool
awesome.
map.
Could
I
you
need this
imagine
for
if
every
that was
city.
in the States?
No, yeah, exactly. I need this for like the entire world.
I
Actually,
need this for Seaboard Homestead.
I need
yeah, so
to
we
see
can like
this
monitor
with
the zero
160.
trains that go to
Yeah,
Homestead.
exactly. If you ever see
I
a
need a
blip on
camera
that
for
map, you
160.
sound the alarm. We're at like DEFCON 1.
Yeah.
But no, it is a super duper cool map. It's a little tough to navigate, but you get the hang of it.
Yeah,
Um,
no, it's. I wish though you could adjust it so it's like top down. It's not at this like 30-degree angle.
It's isometric. It's just like playing Locomotion.
Yeah.
Actually, I do have to say that I forgot what I was going to say. No, the interesting thing about this is if you made one of these for BNSF, you would just go on a list immediately.
You would, yeah.
Oh, the train
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
You're not allowed to see this information. You need to submit a Freedom of Information Act request every 5 minutes. Anyway, Bender?
If you can even get one.
Yes.
No snack card.
Drink some Walter.
Drink some Walter. Oh no. Spelling. This word is potentially misspelled. If not misspelled, you can turn off correcting this word using the... Oh god.
Yeah.
I know, I'm seeing that too.
God. And I'd like to say
Say Ryzen
average day in
I
Rhode
will
Island.
post the direct image so that you don't have to click on the Tumblr link.
Oh, is that... Are,
Please, yeah, please blank.
please blink.
Over 100 million people are using Tumblr.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
I'm
Unfortunately, I have
999
one
million of them.
Yeah.
M is the other one.
I just
You
became one
fool.
of them.
I have 90 alternate accounts. Alright,
Yeah.
and finally, Milky.
Rest in peace, Sary's Cafe and Pies. They have fallen.
I have no idea what that is,
Can
but now I'm
confirm.
sad.
They're a
Before we
Which
Northwestern
episode?
chain.
41? Oh, I saw way away.
Before this started, I said, hey, Milky, we had one in town, and we did. It closed in August.
Damn.
Yeah, my dad and I ate at
'cause
one last
it-
week, not knowing that they were going to die this
Well,
week.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, there was no
In the article, it
coordinated.
said 8.
There was no coordinated last eatery, like last dinner at
No
these places.
supper
You had
at-
to go and find your own, and celebrate in your own way. Please stand behind the yellow line.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
Yeah, speaking of Last Suppers, I'm very hungry. I'm gonna
Yeah,
go eat some
eat.
Lunchables because unfortunately I do not like my cheese drippy.
Have you not eaten dinner?
No, like I did, but I did like 5 hours ago, and
It's
like
time
I
for
could go to the
second dinner.
cafeteria. But yeah, exactly. It's time for second dinner, as they
Dinner
say.
at like 5 p.m.
Yeah, that's a normal
when, like,
time to have
that's when-
dinner.
We can fit second dinner.
Yeah.
No, that's not a normal time to have dinner.
That is a normal time to have dinner. It's just.
I had my dinner while doing the podcast.
I mean, so did I. I'm not saying that I'm a
Yeah,
normal
part of-
person. It's
Yeah.
just.
Yeah, no, part of
No, like
I-
the funniest thing is that like my Dutch side is like eat dinner at 5 o'clock, and then my Argentine side is like eat dinner at 11 o'clock. So it's perfectly fine to have second dinner because my different genetics get fed at different times.
My
Okay,
Italian
listen.
side says have dinner at 2 p.m. because that's all family gatherings to me.
Listen, I didn't. Usually I eat dinner at like 6 or 6:30, but I accidentally stayed on campus until like 8:40 working on schoolwork, and then I, basically while I was waiting for the bus, the podcast call went out. I was like, okay, well, give me 10 minutes, and I guess I can fill the guest spot.
$1, Bob.
$1, Bob.
Anyway, all right, we need to wrap up though. This is.
Are we still going?
Yeah, we're still going. I'd like to thank the co-hosts. I'd like to thank all of you for coming around. Yeah, buy trading cards. Visit us, theironhorseman.com. It's like the only thing I didn't plug. I really need to reorder the document, so the important links are at the top. I apologize.
Merci beaucoup.
Remember, stay Sigma.
Sure, yeah. Let me open the Gen Z Wikipedia page for a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks to the viewers that have stuck it out and let us know when you eat dinner. Thank you, Stephen West, for running the local base. I'd love to know what your database looked like at the very beginning, and thank you to whoever runs the Japanese cameras and website.
Whoever made this website, can I give you like $1, which is like 7 billion yen?
I will appropriate.
Can I buy stuff from you on Baiyi, please? East says.
Yeah.
We have a middleman. Can I buy a caboose? Anyway,
it's unfortunate that thing sold because I was like gonna buy it. Like unironically though.
It was my fucking vacation home, and it's sold.
It's my vacation home.
It was my vacation home.
Wednesdays, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, every other Sunday, and you alternate holidays. We'll see you in a couple weeks. In case of an emergency, call Conrail. Good night.